Pushing to start. Okay,
I jumpstart every morning until tea.
Really?
No, I don't. I just love that song. I'm a huge Tyler fan. She's such a star. So it's trending in my head, this song.
Yeah.
Every morning I kind of sing it to myself.
Yeah. What is it about that song, though? What is it about Tyler and being a South African girl?
I don't know. She's young and she's just so aspirational. Her music is just, it makes sense. I think it's like a fusion of Afrobeats and Amapiano. And she just has a nice twist on her look. Like everything just works really well. The team behind her is just like a superstar team. So I just absolutely love her.
Right.
And she's so cute.
Moyana Rockville, hello.
Hi.
Rockville, you better stand up. Your girl is here.
Woo, woo, woo.
Which side of Rockville is this?
Shopping Street, close to the church.
Ah.
Yeah, my grandmother was from there. I lived with my gran for the first few years of my life. Yeah. All of us actually, like, you know, in families, like aunt, uncle, mother, everybody in one house. Yeah.
Why grandma?
Well, I think at the time, everyone was just living with her. It was my aunt and her kids, my mom and me, my grandmother. Like, like my uncle.
How many people in that house?
It was a lot, but we were lucky. My grandmother was a nurse and she did really well for herself. So she had like, they used to call it the big house.
Yeah.
And then
with big windows.
With big windows, and everyone used to play there. And she had 2 back rooms. Then the uncles were there. Then we had a room. My mom and I shared a room, and then my aunt and her kids shared a room. But it was nice. The whole night, like growing up with your cousins in one house, and it was just a nice experience. You
say if there's one woman who has affirmed you to be the girl that you are today, is your grandma.
Yeah, my grandmother, oh my gosh, my grandmother was just an amazing woman. Like just, you know, when she passed away, I didn't know stuff about her. And the sacrifices she made to just make sure that we were okay was just incredible. So what an affirmer. I don't think there's anybody in our family who isn't confident, because she just used to tell you you're a superstar and you're going to go far. Focus on education. She made our dads take us to like the best schools. Yeah. She was kind of like, just make sure my grandkids go to the best schools because I want the most for them. Oh, so she was just the most amazing.
She said
woman.
No to lobola?
Well, yeah, she was just like, you know, like she was just like, I want my grandkids to go to the best schools. She made sure we all went to Red Hill. In Morningside. Yeah. We used to drive from Rockville every morning. And I always think back, oh my word, we used to wake up 5, 4:30. And our friends used to wake up 7, drive up the road, and get to school. And I was like, wow, we actually used to wake up really early, just to make sure we get to school on time. And it was just like, it was amazing. I didn't realize at the time. I was just excited to go to school, but yeah. Yeah.
And there's a dissonance, a disconnect, if I will maybe rephrase it, about being that girl from Rockville, waking up 5 a.m. to go to school, go Morningside. And you come back, you don't fit anywhere.
Yeah, like you kind of, you know, at the time I didn't realize it, but I think because my grandmother was affirming me so much, I didn't feel like I was different. Yeah. I didn't feel like Neketswakasi and my friends were from Bryanston. Yeah. I used to go to their houses to go play, and they lived in these huge houses. Yeah. And I would go back to my grandmother's extended 4-room. Yeah. But I didn't feel different. And I suppose that's the importance of affirmations from adults with children. Is that, you know, for me, I was just a normal girl going to the same school. I was just as smart. I was just as creative, sporty, everything. So I didn't feel left out or anything. It's only like during, like, you know, when you have to do May Vakansi, where they'd be like, you know, I went to Disney. Yeah, and I met Mickey Mouse. And then when I go vacancy, you're just like,
Renista show.
With my friends.
Not even Renista show.
No, Renista show was after Easter holidays, but after winter holidays, like, you know, I visited my aunt and uncle, and that was my vacancy. So the differences came through, they were there. But I felt like that was special. Like, it was special for me to say that I visited my aunt during school holidays.
And then the coconut thing was never thrown at you, or Lukukasi, because of that. Because you remember you enunciate differently.
I think no, they used to call my cousin Cheese Boy, and then coconut then wasn't a thing. But they used to call him Cheese, and then I used to ask him, why do they call you Cheese Boy? And he'd be like, nah, don't worry about it. Because he was also like a rapper, you know.
Oh.
So he'd wear like his baggy jeans and they'd look at him like, what's this guy doing? So they'd call him Cheese Boy.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't. They would just be like, please teach us how to speak like you. Like, I loved my friends go Rockville. It was amazing.
That's great. Now, education then leads you to being an accountant.
Yes.
What a tough journey.
What a tough journey. And not accountant, CA.
Come on now, CASA. Say it right.
Accountants are going to come for me. They want to be like, fana.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a journey. I mean, when I applied for CA, I didn't know what CAs do. Like, if you asked me,
really?
I didn't know at all.
So why did you go for it?
Because my mom said you must do it. She was like, you're going to have a job when you finish. She was just like, there aren't any black female CAs. And my mom's an accountant. She just didn't go the articles route.
Oh.
So she said, there aren't enough black female CAs. You are guaranteed a really good job. And she used to tell me that you see all these Porsches on the road that people are driving. Those are CAs. And I'd be like, wow, I want to be a CA. But if you ask me then, what does a CA do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't even know that you could be a banker or a financial manager or whatever it is.
Yeah. So when did it dawn on you?
Even during like studying at Wits, I didn't know what they do. I just knew that I was going to do my articles afterwards. And I knew I wanted to work at a bank. I knew I wanted to be a banker. I knew what bank I wanted to work for. I was very intentional about it.
Oh, cool.
I even did a school project on them in grade 9. So I knew the whole group. I knew what they do.
Which group was this?
It was First Rand Group.
Oh.
I work for R&B.
Yeah.
So I was very clear that I wanted to work for a bank, and I actually applied for BCom Finance. But my mom just said, just do the CA thing. You can still go into banking.
Yeah.
Then as articles were going, I was like, man, I'm auditing companies. I'm doing process tests. Is this what life is going to be? But I started asking for banking audits, which gave me more insight into like what it would be like working at a bank. And after articles, I went off and started working for a bank, for R&B, which I wanted to work for my whole life.
Imagine that. And then you knocking on that door? Or were you headhunted? Because
I was just so lucky because I went to Boston. After articles, I went to Boston for 5 months for secondment. Because in articles, I focused on insurance, but I made sure I got some banking experience. So because I was an insurance expert, I was sent to Boston because that's the insurance district in the States.
Yeah.
And then my recruiter said, R&B is actually recruiting for credit analysts. Do you want to interview? I was so hell-bent on getting something like private equity or corporate finance. But she said, if you go in via credit analyst role, it's likely that you can move in the bank.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I only interviewed for that job. And I remember she said to me, when people finish articles, they need to interview everywhere because it doesn't mean that if you interview for one, it's going to catch.
Yeah.
But I worked so hard on the case study. Like, I made sure I did like a whole presentation. I was like, I really, really want this job at R&B.
Yeah.
And I was just really lucky. Like, even my interview process was like a record time because they take really long to like, get people in. It was like I interviewed on the one day, then 2 days later I went back for second round. And then they literally asked me, can you start on Monday? And I was like, I'm still kind of like chilling a bit. I've just had a rough 5 months in America. I mean, in America, we were working like crazy.
Yeah.
Then they said, okay, we'll give you 2 weeks to just have a break. Then I started on the 28th of July in 2014.
What?
I still remember, yeah.
And then you left.
And then I left.
Did you leave because of a better opportunity or your business pulled you out?
My business pulled me out, but it was just all serendipitous. Like everything just came together. Because I was EA to the CEO, and EA roles you have to rotate off. You can only do it for like 2 years.
Okay.
Because it's just a role to like upskill you so that you can move into like a good role when you're done. So my 2 years was up, and at the time I didn't know that my boss's 7 years was also up, and he was rotating out. So, you know, he was like, you need to start looking for a new role. And I interviewed for roles. And I was just like, I'm not passionate about this anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm really passionate about Beauty on Tap. For me, Beauty on Tap was just like, it still is. Like, I love doing it. I love the content creation, just like the product development.
Yeah.
And I tried these roles out and I was just like, actually, it's time to leave. And then I told my boss in January. When was it? January 2022. Yeah, 2022. And then I served 3 months notice. I was like, I'm not in a hurry. If you still need me, like, I'll stick around.
Yeah.
So I served notice for 3 months, and then in April I left, end of April in 2022, to do Beauty on Tap full time.
But now, when did you start Beauty on Tap?
2015. So I started Beauty on Tap in 2015.
This is what, a year after joining R&B?
Yes. And I started it because I actually had a co-founder at the time who worked at the same bank, similar role. So I was side hustling it for all those years. For 7 years, it was a side hustle. And running the two was just becoming really difficult as well. That's why I also decided, like, I know, man, it's enough. Like, I sleep at midnight. I'm up early for gym. Then I have to go to work. I have to, so that was another thing that made me say I can't do this anymore. But Beauty on Tap has been around for years. People always think it started during COVID. Because that's when it kind of grew. But it's been around for a really long time. It's 10 years next year.
What sparked it?
It was just a need that I had. I was looking for a makeup artist in Cape Town. And I was just like, I wish, you Google it and you look on Instagram, but I was like, I wish there was just a tool where I can type makeup artist and click Cape Town and a whole directory pops up.
Yeah.
And then I was, I looked into it to see if there's any app like that, and there wasn't. Then I was like, let me just start it. Let me see if I can actually do it myself. And I looked for app developers. Of course, I can't code. I don't know. I don't even know what.
Hire somebody smarter than you. That's what they say.
Exactly. So I got people in Cape Town, these two guys, and they did an app for me. And over the years, it just evolved. People were just like, we had a product directory side. And they said, it's nice to find the products, but we would just want to buy it from one platform. And that's how the e-commerce store actually evolved, was just us heeding people's calls for a single platform to buy local hair care products. And that's how Shop Beauty on Tap actually started.
Wait, I need to unpack it.
Yes.
So you start this app because you want it to be an easy, accessible directory for a girl who needs a makeup.
Any beauty service, braids at home, a hair salon. It had a whole lot of beauty services listed.
How did those people enlist? Did you just plug them in, or? Literally
knocking on people's doors and saying, please list on our app. We thought we could convince people to pay, but people we're not going to pay because you don't have an audience yet. So it was just saying to people, please list for free. And that's how people actually listed. Like beauty services that I'd use, the lady that used to braid me, Shumi, was like the first person on the app. People who own beauty products that I knew, I went to them. So it was kind of just me connecting to people I know and knocking on people's doors.
And that's the whole premise about entrepreneurship. Start with where you are. With what you know.
And with the people you know.
That's right. So now, it's a directory of services. Obviously products. How do you then get the products to list?
So the first product was a lady I went to school with. So she was keen and she was like, okay, cool. She was on the directory. Then it was just me finding brands on Instagram and saying, hey, there's this app, do you want to list? And it was mostly just local brands from women who make stuff in their kitchens and package it themselves. So the whole premise behind Beauty on Tap really was to give the small beauty business a shop front, a digital shop front. So a lot of people were keen on it. And I think just through the dynamic marketing we also had on Instagram, a lot of people were kind of like, oh, this is actually really cool. And it's giving my business exposure via social media as well. So it took a lot of convincing, but at least we did have some brands that saw the vision and trusted us with their brands as well.
Would you say 2014 to 2019, was that the difficult part?
That was the hard slog part. That was the please trust me with your brand. And I remember in 2018, Native Child finally answered. Native Child finally answered. At that time, we already had the e-commerce store. And Native Child giving us a nod was like the game changer. Because it was already a really known brand. People trusted Native Child, they knew it. And people started shopping now on our platform because there was fast delivery. They could buy other products and they saw this brand that they knew quite well. So Native Child, I mean, it literally just takes one big brand backing you to just change your entire story. So that's the brand that really backed us and said, okay, I understand what you're trying to do.
When you side hustle this, do you declare work?
Yeah, 100% you declare it. You have to declare every year. any kind of company you own, directorship, anything, you had to declare it. And you work for a really big bank, so not declaring would be a big mistake. We'll find out.
Yeah. How much of your own money are you putting into this?
Everything.
What do you mean everything? Salary kaofela?
It's a salary kaofela, like.
Oh.
But I mean, obviously, the business is not making money in the first year and a half.
Sure.
And you're paying the app hosting fees.
Yes.
The developers are still supporting you. You're running Instagram ads, Facebook ads, and the business isn't making money. So that's why I always say to people, don't quit your job just because you have this great idea that you think is going to take off. Because people still do that today. And I'm just like, take it easy. Like, side hustle as much as you can. Even when I left R&B, a thought I had was, does the business need me to be full-time? Like, am I going to spend my time efficiently there? Or am I going to be dead weight just taking a salary?
Yes.
And at the time, I knew
that's not an easy question to ask, especially when the baby's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, and also I'm somebody that likes working. I like my mind being active. So I didn't want to have downtime, like hours just sitting doing nothing. So that was another consideration for me, that am I actually going to contribute to this if I'm dedicating 10 hours a day to it? But I knew I wanted to open a store. And at the time, Pastry Skincare had launched and I wanted to expand it. So at least I knew that I would be actively busy every day. But it literally for 7 years was me funding it, side hustling, getting home at night at 8 p.m., working. I mean, I worked for an investment bank, so you don't clock out 4:30.
Yes.
You clock out at 8. You work 8 to 8, getting home at 8, and working now on Beauty on Tap, doing recons, checking orders, packing orders by myself from the garage of my house. So it was a lot of work by myself for a long time, but I learned so much and I know exactly how my business should run because I was doing everything myself at a point.
Sure, Mathebe. All in 24 hours, ne?
All in 24 hours. All in 24 hours. I got used to getting 5 hours sleep. That's my average, 5 to 6 hours, because that's how much I used to sleep. But
social life, Yona?
I always tell people, social life, the only day I'd have to go out was Saturday, because Sunday I was working. I was creating content. I was doing recons. I was packing orders from Friday to Sunday. I had to drop orders off at my parents' house because at my house there was no one there. Courier guy used to collect from there. It was a hustle. It was a big hustle.
And come about brother. Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
But it was fine. I got my brother now, so it was fine. I was just focused on this thing because I so believed in it. And even days, I always say to people, if it's the money going after, you're going to quit very quickly.
No.
Yeah, so for me, it was the passion, because on days that you're not making money, on days that there's no order, Udulo refresh your email, no man, there has to be an order, give me 25.
Yes.
And now nix, but you have to be passionate enough to say, I'm still going to post tomorrow morning, because maybe in 2 weeks' time somebody will buy.
That's the hardest part, man.
Yeah, the resilience. That was hard, but I just loved doing it so much that it didn't feel like a job or a small business that I was trying to push. It was just something really fun that I liked doing.
Happiness by SARS or Kusela by Kabza and Msaki?
I really did Tyler, so I've done something local, so I'll do Happiness.
Beauty on Tap. How many stores now?
3 stores now.
Where?
Mall of Africa, Menlyn, and we just recently opened Gateway.
Gateway Durban?
Yeah, Gateway. That one was a difficult one.
Hi, why?
You had to learn logistics, how do you get products to Durban in an efficient
way?
And
it's still within the country?
Yeah, but you have to, because we're a reseller of so many brands. There's so much stock that has to go down. So we're lucky we have a partner. They're actually a furniture removal company that's partnered with us now as a logistics partner.
Oh, wow.
To get our stock down. So I even said to them, you guys should just be a logistics company. So
you actually help them to innovate?
Yeah, because I was like, you guys have trucks, you have manpower, you guys just partner with us. So they're taking stock again next week for Black Friday because there's a whole lot of stock going down. So they're now a logistics partner. So you have translated the app into brick and mortar? Yes. So whatever is on the app, you'll find in store? Yes. So not only are you selling pastry, is it pastry or pastry? Pastry, your own brand, right?
You're selling other brands as well?
Yes, we're selling about, I think we have like 80 brands now that we sell.
Local, all of them?
70% local.
Is it?
Yeah, so very big focus on local. That's the whole ethos behind the brand.
Yeah.
I really believe you don't have to go peshere to get skincare products.
Yes.
When people here formulate for the climate, they know the skin types.
That's right.
So there are a lot of amazing local skincare and beauty brands.
Yeah.
And the support that Beauty on Tap gets is just confirmation from consumers that they do want local, because we have so many people shopping at our stores.
Yes.
So they do want the local stuff. Mostly local, 70% local. Then we have 3 internal brands. There's Pastry Bear and Mzuri as well. So we have our own internal brands and we retail other brands.
Take me through the process of, because I can simply imagine it is not an easy one, because you can use yourself as the guinea pig, because you design things based on need. I need something for a dark-skinned girl.
Exactly.
Right? I don't need to be pale when I'm wearing it and I need something that's going to be softer as a lotion or as a wash gel, whatever the case may be. But you have to go through tests. Because chances are what works for you may not work for the next dark-skinned girl.
100%.
How do you even get to that sweet spot? How long does it take to get to that sweet spot?
So I think every black child knows that their mother used to mix their lotion with glycerine.
Yeah.
And I used to ask my mom, like, why do you keep...
Yes.
And she'd leave it on the bottle. Like, she'd just leave it and do her thing, then come back, because she's like, I want every bit of it. And I asked her one day, Mom, why do you mix this stuff into your lotion? And she's like, it's not moisturizing enough for my skin. And I used to use a lotion and mix it with Vaseline. It just wasn't enough for my skin, because the heat here dries your skin. It's very harsh. So when we were creating pastry, it was all on the back of people saying they're using face serums, face care on their body, because face care is more active ingredient based.
Okay.
It targets concerns like dark spots, anti-aging, a lot more than body care. Body care, kidi shea butter, lady Vaseline, fella mixed together.
Yeah.
So people were using their face care on their bodies, and they were just like, it's my budget for skincare is so high because I'm using a 30 ml.
I see. Because for the face it will be more expensive, isn't it?
For the face it's more expensive and it's small. Remember, for the face it's just here. So they were using a little 30 ml serum on their body to target, like, marks left from chest acne and back acne. So I was like, okay, I've seen 2 concerns. One, my mom used to mix her glycerine into her lotion because there's nothing moisturizing enough on the market. Then number 2, people are using their serums on their skin. So why not create a body care range that addresses both of these concerns?
Sure.
Something super moisturizing, but something that is basically face care for the body. So pastry is literally a very rich and moisturizing skincare range that has active ingredients to target the same concerns you have on your body as your face. In terms of like testing, I think the one thing about skincare is you can innovate all the time.
Yeah.
You can have somebody coming to you with a completely different concern. You do research and find out, so many people have the same concern. And that's why within pastry, you'll see different body lotions. Some target dark marks, some are for very dry skin, some are for anti-aging, fine lines and wrinkles. So there's different things for different people.
Men?
We have 4 ranges. We've just launched. I just collaborated with my little brother. He launched the skincare range called Home.
Okay.
So that's more for men's skin. Very meticulously formulated, because I think what we thought is men can use the same skincare as women, but after doing research, men actually need something a little bit more different for their concerns, like the bumps from shaving.
That's right.
So we do have stuff for men as well. But body care, like, what's hasa fella, like, but so they use their partner's stuff, and my person uses my stuff.
I use my wife's stuff.
Exactly. So what's hasa here?
Because the next thing I'll be accused for getting the silk sheets.
What? Yeah, come out. Come out to our house as having something on your heels on the limke.
Yeah, why what? And as boys are boys.
Yeah.
We can walk into a shower Get into PJs without applying anything.
And you're gone, and that's it. But that's the thing, women shop for their husbands. So our target market is women. We know they'll walk in and be like, let me get this for my husband as well. So we do have stuff for men. We do have a men's shelf in the store. Cool. So I definitely do cater for everyone in the store.
And then when it comes to producing them, do we have enough for you in this country to help Beauty on Tap, to help pastry, to help you to make this product without, seeking solutions outside the borders?
Oh, it's hard. So I think the hardest thing, and it's something I never thought would be hard, is packaging.
No.
Packaging is a nightmare. South African packaging is very basic, and I want to keep pastry 100% local. So we source packaging locally, but it is hard. Like in terms of ingredients and product manufacturing and contract manufacturers, that's all there. But the packaging side of it is really, really difficult. Like China has the best packaging, creative stuff. We have very basic stuff.
So unfortunately, you have to import that.
You have to. I don't import. We just keep it very simple. That's why pastries packaging is very simple. But I think it plays to the simplicity of the brand, because we say what's inside is important, not how it's packaged.
Okay.
So we keep our packaging very simple, but it's hard. I've seen a lot of people kind of say, I can't do this anymore, and start importing. But that's also a catch-22, because then the boat gets stuck. Yeah. So I'd rather just do local.
3 stores open. My daughter tells me that she spends at least no month goes by without her walking in, because she never knows what she might find in there. And me finding you on, I think you were launching Gateway. I was like, but how come Mathebe has never been on the show? She's like, Daddy, don't you know Beauty on Tap? I was like, you should have told me about these things, because she knows how passionate I am about local brands, local businesses, and beauty is the next gold mine or the next phase, because for some reason, South Africans are opening up to it now from the self-care point of view. And I'm glad that you are in that space. The challenge is therefore of dealing with customers. How do you handle that? Do you handle that yourself? Do you build a team around it? Because you see, it takes one person to just complain.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, it's like, how?
They're waiting for the downfall.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. And I want us to change that mentality, if you know what I mean. We need to. How do you handle that? Who handles that for you?
So from the beginning, I've always been very strict about customer service, even on myself. Of course, we started as e-commerce, so getting orders out as fast as possible was always a priority. Like next day delivery, people get same day delivery. We do our own deliveries in Joburg. So things like, efficiency and transparency, being able to contact us. I can't tell you how many e-commerce stores don't have contact details on their pages because they don't want to be called. It's the most bizarre thing. And even if you look at the big e-commerce stores, you can't call them. You can only email. So I just wanted...
So impersonal for a personal service.
Yeah, because they don't want to be inundated with calls. So they put you through and say, just email us, we'll get back to you. So I've never wanted that. People call. Our office is constantly getting calls with people asking questions, complaining, returns. But I think just because of that high-touch experience they get, people will never take their experiences to social media to say, this brand teaches customers really badly and stuff. There's always a lot of sincerity in how people address us. Sincerity in how we address people on social media. Because, somebody will post and say, my body wash pump is not working, and we won't take it to heart. We'll just say, hi, bestie, please can you just give us a call, pop us an email, and we'll sort you out immediately. So for me, customer service has always been a priority. Of course, you get bad reviews on Google. Just respond sincerely and sort it out. So that's always a priority for me and the team.
Because feedback, you will get feedback.
You'll always get feedback. On one day on Google or wherever, on Hello Peter, we'll get a raving review that our customer service is excellent. Then the next day, you'll get a review to say this customer service in your stores is terrible. But, I'll personally say to those people, can I give you a call to rectify this?
Yeah.
Take the details. I'll speak to whoever it was that they interacted with to find out what happened.
Yeah.
So for me, customer service is super important. And I think that's what's actually built our brand to what it is today.
What is the one song that you'd say this is Mathebe's song for being brave? Because it takes bravery for every step of the way that you have taken from being a CA, leaving that job, to focus on this. What would be your soundtrack? What would be that one song?
Hey, what don't cancel? Because it's a recent song. Ish. The Gen Zs in my team are like, if you go to that concert.
Breezy.
Yes. I love the song Sensational. And Elaine Shine. So those two songs for me.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Yeah.
My Gen Zs are going to be like, can't believe you did that. Gen Zs are so passionate about canceling people. But Elaine Shine actually is the perfect song.
Yeah.
Every day I just can't believe how far Beauty on Tap has come. It's always a shock. Wow, we did this.
Oh, man. Taking you back to Grandma and all, right? Yeah. She's all teary now. You hit the sweet spot there, Mbali.
That was the sweetest voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, you also have another passion.
Yeah.
You say you have first graduates, no experience.
Yes.
Come on board.
My kids.
Oh, yeah.
They frustrate me so much, but they're the best. I think because we run an e-commerce and modern business, you need young people.
Yeah.
Just to stay on trend. I always say to people, hire young people, especially if you want a sustainable business. They know what's trending. They'll walk around the office saying, come, let's shoot a TikTok. You have to be in it.
Yeah.
And they just come with such fresh ideas. They're energetic. They stay late after work because, they want to learn as well. They're curious. So I love hiring graduates. I love growing their careers with them, teaching them.
But no experience, Mathebe.
I also had no experience when I started Beauty on Tap. I'm not a skincare specialist. I'm not a formulator. I'm not a coder. I don't know how to code. So I'm also inexperienced in a lot of things that I do in my business. The only thing I know that I'm good at marketing because I love it. And I'm good at numbers. So when it comes to financials and stuff, I can see an error very quickly.
Yeah.
But the thing about life is you have to start somewhere with someone. They have to get experience somewhere.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm willing to walk the journey with them, even though they're just so frustrating. It's so funny. I was saying now they just texted me like, wow, not Chris Brown. So they just the best. They work hard. They know a lot. They know what's trending. They know, digital. So the best people to hire.
Where are we taking this? To the world?
To the world. Hey, I'm trying to get more space in Joburg. So malls, please give me a chance. Give me a
come on now.
Sandton, please.
Oh, is it?
Hey, yeah, I'm trying to open a really amazing store at Sandton. I just need them to open
They're
the
listening.
Door.
Yes.
But yeah, we really want to open more stores. I really believe in the local beauty industry.
Yeah.
I've seen what the beauty industry is like in the States and Europe, and we are still so behind. Like I always say, I'm looking for more local brands, and it feels like we've reached out to everyone now, and I'm just like, I can't believe this is all we have in SA when internationally there's so, if you walk into Sephora, if you log onto their website, it's just like, oh my word, there's so many brands here.
Yeah.
And we haven't even touched the surface. I mean, we're 70% local brands, which means we probably have 60 local brands on our website.
Yeah.
And that's still too little. So I really want to implore people to take a risk with the beauty industry.
Yeah.
There's so much within beauty. There's hair, there's makeup, there's skincare, there's body care. There's so much out there. People have a home to place their products. I know a lot of retailers are very strict with working capital and how much revenue you should be making.
Yeah.
If you just demonstrate to us that you're going to make your brand work, that you're trying hard, we're definitely going to take you on. And I mean, even next year, we've been talking about this for years, but I'm definitely going to do it now, is a incubation
Yeah.
So taking small brands that need that extra assistance and just incubating them and teaching them how to grow big brands. So super passionate about it. And yes, definitely going global. This is an African brand that needs to be taken to the world.
Beauty on Tap. You better know it. If you don't know it, go find out and explore it. Buy it, support it, and make it your staple. We wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for having me. This was really fun. Different interview.
I'm glad.
More personal. Thank you.
That's right. That's right.